Nice. Good job. So when it comes to toys for your dog, if your dog has no interest in toys, it may never want to play in public, and that is fine. I mean, dogs can work for food throughout their whole career. Play is not necessary. Play is very useful if the dog will engage the toys. So if they're not a big toy dog, keep trying to engage them with a flirt pole at home and see if the light bulb goes off. It might not. It's not like you get tossed out of programs if your dogs don't play. Play is.
What if your dog becomes insane with that thing? The flirt pole.
Then I make sure that they will sit before I play, and that when I'm done playing, that they'll down. So the drive is nothing to be afraid of. It's just you have to make sure that they listen before you play, and they play, and then they listen after. If you have control issues with the flirt pole, the dog is showing you're going to have control issues with agility or anything that involves a lot of motion. So every time I see that the dog is struggling with self-control in a certain environment, then that's a big clue to me that I have to implement more control in every other place. We as people are very good at situational control. Like I've seen people, they make their dog sit, they put down the food bowl, and then they say, okay, and the dog goes to the bowl. Then I see that same person go through a doorway, and the dog pretty much decapitates the person because they yank them through the door. Or, they open the car and the dog just jumps out, like at random. Like, so we are very good at getting stuck in situational control. But what you want is to identify in every situation, is that really how you want your dog to represent itself? And you really enjoy being pulled through doors. I mean, if that's an idea of fun for you, then maybe you're not going to train it. But for me, it's not fun, so I really don't want it. If I open a crate door, I don't want to be shoving a dog back as I'm trying to get a leash on it or this or that. I want to know that if I touch the crate door and say, wait, that anything beyond that time, latch is opening and anything else, means I want no part of your body outside of that crate until I've leashed you, waited a couple of seconds, and then released you. So here's the last part of what we're going to talk about today with them, is that if you expect control in a certain situation, make them hold that control for a bit of duration before you go into action. So if I had the flirt pole here in my hand and I said to my dog, sit or down, I don't want them to sit for half a second and then me say, get it, because the dog's brain chains those events together really fast, and what they do is they go, it's sit, and then fly after the toy. But if it's sit for at least 3 seconds or more, so because under pressure we're very poor at estimating 3 seconds, count to at least 5, because then you'll be somewhere in the ballpark. Then verbally release them, then move the toy, so that the dog is like, oh, I've got permission to play. If my dog is sitting, and it's sitting, and I have the toy, and I expect sit to mean the butt is down and the front paws are still. None of this, and even this means they broke the sit. Like one paw moving, I'd be like, oops, sorry, put the toy down, come back over, sit. I need the dog concentrating on its job enough where it goes, yep, I'm sitting, I've got this, I'm sitting, I really want to play with that toy, I'm sitting, okay, get it, yay, I could play. I don't want to see a dog sit, creep forward, I'm still sitting, creep forward, and the creeping is like, there's training dogs is really black and white, they did it or they did not do it. The gray area of, well, he's still sort of there, and I've let out this far, and the dog creeps and stops, and before you know it, they're right on their chest is up against the first bar, and then you're hoping that they have the athletic ability to pop themselves over. But over time, it means they've broken the start line and taken the first obstacle while you're still sauntering out to where you need to be. And then you're playing this game of catch-up behind them. You're really not under full control, and you don't and you don't want that. If you have had a previous dog that has never learned to stay reliably under any circumstance, under novice levels of things, it's not that frustrating. But when you get up into higher level work that requires more and more things, and your lack of ability to communicate clearly to the dog what his job really was, frustrates you, and then your dog gets unfairly punished. It's not my right to punish the dog if I didn't teach it what its job was. If I was dead clear what sit, stay meant, or wait, or whatever word I'm using, or just sit, and the dog blows it, then I do have every right to issue a correction. But so many dogs get issued corrections that are so incredibly unfair, because if I can't tell what you expected your dog to do because I watch you accept so many different variations, then it's just not fair. And we've all been in situations in life where somebody has been a little bit nuts and unfair, and you can't figure out what makes them happy or what makes them unhappy, because, like, you know, a few minutes ago they were fine with that, and now all of a sudden it's a big deal. You don't like them very much, so you kind of try to stay away from them. So your dogs will do the same thing in performance with you. If you have been unclear, they will show what people call ring stress, and it's really not that they're stressed in the ring, that they honestly don't trust you. And that seems like, oh, stab to the heart, can't believe you said that about my dog. It's the honest truth, and it's something that we all look at on our dogs, mine included, that if my dog shows me something, it lets me know that somewhere along the line I was unclear, which also means I was unfair, and all I have to do is make it clear, and we're good to go, and then my dogs want to perform. So they look really, really awesome this morning. They are done.